Okay, great. It's actually 1:30 already. Let's begin. So hello and welcome everyone. Thank you really so much for joining us today on this lovely Friday. So today we will be actually covering Smart Nation and You, how to be part of Singapore's growing ecosystem, AI ecosystem. Yeah. So I am Adriana, the course consultant for Aventis Graduate Diploma in Data Science and Artificial Intelligence, and I'll be your host for today. So today we'll be addressing your questions at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions, you can just type it down in the chat, or maybe towards the end, you can actually ask us as well. No worries on that. So excited to actually introduce to you our guest speaker, Mr. Alvin Lam, who is a global AI incubator as well as one of our faculty for the AI courses. Okay, so he will be sharing with us exciting and boundless opportunities in this ever-growing industry. So you all have to just sit back and enjoy the journey. So without further ado, let's welcome Alvin Lam, everybody.
Hi everyone, let me share my screen. Okay, I'm glad that you can join us for this lunch session. So today I'm going to talk about the Singapore artificial intelligence ecosystem. So it'll be quite fast-paced, right? And I promise you, we are not going to sell you anything. So it's very much information session, all right? And towards the end, right, if you can watch the whole webinar towards the end, we will give you some links where you can actually get some bonuses and connect with us and work on some opportunities. So today's theme, right, will be very much on the opportunities that lies ahead, right, in our new normal, all right, new economy, particularly artificial intelligence ecosystem, right? So I represent AI Vision Fund, right? So we will now guide you through the process, right? So just stay with us, okay? So within this 45 minutes to 50 minutes, right, we will first look at the overall picture that everyone is very interested about, right? That you heard of AI, right? You heard of AI and also the artificial intelligence future, okay? So to give you some numbers, all right? Right now, there are 6 billion people having cell phones. In fact, the last statistics that we have read, right, there are now more mobile phones than laptops, PC, and server combined. So there's a lot. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, right? So today, because we are talking just about opportunities, so we will look at opportunities here. So we are all in a digital connected world. So the moment you wake up, right now, even if you are on Zoom, right, or on Facebook Live, you realize that actually our phone is listening to us. Right after this session, right, you will realize that later on you may get some advertisement, you know, showing you artificial intelligence. You may see some advertisement because everything is one way or the other, right, have artificial intelligence running in the background. It's just we are just not very aware that these things are happening, but they are already here. Okay, so 8 billion interconnected devices, yeah, everything. So from your IoT device, and very soon we will have Tesla and many of the EV cars running around. In fact, a lot of lampposts now are also having some sort of artificial intelligence, right? Planes, cell phones, satellites, or household appliance, smart home, right? We've been talking about smart home, smart nation for some time, all right? And everything is getting smart, okay? So today, we know that we are getting smarter as a society, we're getting smarter as a human race, but we also want to know where are all the opportunities, right? Whether you are looking for a job, whether you are looking for business opportunity or investment opportunity. So today, very much within this short time, right, I want to just brief you, give you some direction towards the end, okay? So if you can hold yourself all the way to the end, we give you some bonus links where you can, you know, explore further opportunities, okay? Right, so the AI and data science, right? You heard of AI, you also heard of data science, right? They are somehow, if you ask 1,000 people, right, you get 1,000 answers, okay? So AI is related to data sciences, and data science is related to AI. But we, as a whole, we can call this AI and data science. And therefore, we want to look at also the relationship between the two, okay? And we also want to look at applications. So today, if you have been using online services, you use search engine, you watch video streamings, you use your phone, right? There's also artificial intelligence all over, and they are growing, right? the key thing here is that they are growing. So we are very excited about the opportunities lying ahead. And a lot of people are also jumping on learning to do a bit of programming, all right? But the key thing here is that if you are not very technical, can you still be involved with the AI opportunities, right? The answer is yes, all right? And therefore you are here today to listen to the opportunities, all right? So the economists, I said, I'm sure some of you have read this before, that the world's most valuable resource today is data and information, all right? So we are very different from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you know, we started to hear about big data, you know, at the enterprise level. But today, if you talk to end user, right, they also know what is big data, all right? And AI has leapfrogged in the last 10 years because of the prevalence of big data. So we actually have so big data that nobody in the world actually know how much data we have. Yeah, and this big data is now powering artificial intelligence. So much so that nations are actually do compare themselves against, you know, how much data you have, how much data I have, you know, and therefore I'm more powerful than you, you know. Yeah, and also data centers is also becoming an asset for organization and country. So it means that this is the new economy, all right? A lot of jobs in the past and current may not be there in the near future, but there are new jobs available. So we all need to get ready if you're looking for jobs, right? If you're looking for business opportunities, right? The way we think, right? The way we look at business model, the way you adjust your perspective to look for opportunities will also have to change, right? Okay, so there are a lot of reports, right? About, you know, about our workers having to change the way we think, right? Because we have a lot of skill set training, we have a lot of skills upgrading out there. But today, right, I also want to emphasize that, you know, you can have a lot of skills, right? But you also need to ready your mindset in order to adopt to the new economy, whereby in the future, right, you might be working alongside with artificial intelligence, all right? And artificial intelligence will be a way of life, whether you like it or not, right? They'll be here, okay? So we also need to make sure that this technology work for us human, right? Yeah, and not we work for the technology, okay? So there's another report says that 1 in 2 companies in Singapore has speed up AI rollout in the wake of COVID-19. So yeah, that's for sure, right? All of us now work from home. In fact, all of us work from home. By right, you should be working from home, right? And artificial intelligence is like a background tool that helps a lot in, especially like COVID-19 pandemic, right? We have various technologies here, like your Trace Together and all those, that helps us to fight, right, the pandemic, and also help us to make use of the different technologies that used to be the specialty of very high-end organization, right? And now startup also have this opportunity to ride on the waves of the technology. All right. Okay, then this is something that you're interested in. A lot of people have been telling you, right, AI and data science job in Singapore. From what we have seen, right, yes, there are now more opportunities and demand for data scientists and artificial intelligence job, right? But other than that, other than technical jobs, a lot of people are also asking us, hey, what about if I am not technical enough, right? Can I be involved in this new economy, right? The answer is, what? Make a guess. Answer is yes, okay? How? Because in any new economy, right, just like in the last era, whereby we move from you know, companies making product their own until we go to industrial age and until we go to the financial age, and then when you go through every industry, right, there will be new jobs created, right? There will be jobs that are peripheral, supplementary to the new economy. So these are all the opportunities out there, right? So you can, if you can be a data scientist, you can be machine learning, you can be an application engineer, all right, and you can also be a user, right? And you can also be a business owner or investors. All right. Money, okay, how much will data, AI and data scientists earn? This one very interested, right? Or you very interested? How much you can earn? If you are good enough, okay, if you are good enough, this is the average amount of money you can look towards to. But I'm not saying that today you jump onto this, and then tomorrow you say that you're AI scientist, you can earn this much. Everything comes from a bit of hard work, you all know, right? Yeah, nothing comes for free. So you need to work hard towards reprofiling yourself. In fact, I am also reprofiling myself. Okay, everybody is reprofiling because we are moving towards the next economy where, it'll be very different. In fact, just to share with you, I just trained a bunch of cybersecurity engineers, right? And there are some CIOs and there are some people who are very high level in the banking sector, including some of the banks that you see here, right? Then I asked them this question. Now last time when you do an interview for candidates, right? These interview candidates, who are doing it? So they were telling me, okay, my HR manager are doing it. So I asked them, you are a big bank today. Okay, I won't mention which bank for security sake, but very big bank, global bank. I asked them, how do you interview people today? They say we don't interview people today. And then how? Then how do you get new people? A lot of banks today, right? They hire more engineers than bankers. If you have been reading the news, banks hire more engineers than bankers. And then I asked them, okay, how do you interview people today? And they say that actually we don't interview, right? We let the AI interview the people. So when you submit your resume, the first person that looks at your resume is not a human, it's artificial intelligence, right? And the artificial intelligence with the big data behind it, they will decide whether this candidate is worth the time for the HR and manager to interview for interview the candidate, right? And they are doing it. Of course, there will be ethics issue and there, you read some news. But then to banks, it's actually very good, right? It saves them money, it's more efficient, all right? They get to so-called filter candidate faster, all right? And they can get the best people to work for them. So if you really sit back and think, right, oh, now today I apply for a job, maybe the person looking at my resume first round is not human, it's AI, all right? So AI is here already, okay? Yeah. So we have been talking about all these things for many years, but a lot of people don't believe. Today you have to believe already because it's coming, okay? And they are already in certain industry, and therefore we have to upgrade ourselves, isn't it? Okay. So something more interesting, right? Today we also have a national AI strategy, the next key frontier of Singapore Smart Nation. So this AI strategy is by the Smart Nation Singapore, right? As part of the overall strategy. So we want to transform the economy, going beyond just adopting technology, but we want to rethink what I mentioned just now, right? The business model, how we run business, all right? How we manage our teams, how we actually interview people, how we gain productivity through more efficient and effective processes. And overall, long-term strategy is we can have growth, right? Okay, so these are all the organizations involved, right? Quite a lot. We are also part of the Singapore AI ecosystem, all right? So we look at AI projects that are very, very new. In fact, if you have an idea, right, about AI project, you can talk to us. Later on, I'll send you the link to send us. All right, so we need to work together because this is a new industry. And the Singapore AI ecosystem, right, they have identified 5 critical ecosystem enablers. All right, one is that it's different already. Last time, we are at a end of the pipeline whereby we are more end user, right? But today you can be at the front of the pipeline. You can be a community based. That means you and I, and maybe the school and a few people, some organization, we can build a community, all right? And then we can participate with the industry and also the government, right? And also, we are also building AI talents, and through education, right, is the best way, okay? And data architecture, progressive and trusted environment, international collaboration. All right. Today, I will not be able to cover everything within this short span of time, but to give you an idea that there's a lot of opportunity out there. All right. Okay. So the triple helix partnership between research community, industry, and government basically means, in layman's terms, that if you have an idea, all right, and if you can prototype it, And if you can do a bit of pitching, you can form a company, or you can commercialize the product, form a company, you can patent it, all right? You can copyright it. You can build a team around it, all right? Okay, and then you can drive partnership through research and community. But if your project is very big, then you also need partnerships, right? You need people to work with you, right? To accelerate your idea into a business, okay? Yeah, or if you are part of research, then you want to bring your research to commercialization so that you can actually have users actually using your product, right? Okay, and this is where I come in, AI talent and education, okay? So Singapore, we aim to address the shortfall in quantity and quality of AI talent across the entire range of AI-related job roles. And so there is a huge demand, all right, for AI talent, but it's not just a number, right? We also need quality people, quality trained people, people who are trained enough to deliver, right? To deliver the project, to deliver the business. Okay, so the role here is to train more Singaporeans for high quality AI jobs, right? And teach basic computing skills and computational thinking. Yeah. So last time when we were doing computational thinking, right? Most people think that this is a specialized field, but today this is broad-based. Okay, so there will be different opportunities at different tier of the AI economy. All right. It is not necessary that you become a high-skill programmer. Sometimes there will be supporting role, right? Sometimes there will be basic entry role. So don't need to be, you don't have to fear, you know. There are different levels of job role over there, okay? But of course, as a whole, we also need leaders in the AI talent space, right? So, and therefore, we are trying, right, to attract top-tier global AI talent. Okay, and then of course, then they talk about data architecture, which I'll not cover too much here, right? Progressive and trusted environment. Yeah, I like this word progressive, meaning we still have time, right? We still have time to, you know, if you're not in this space yet, you still have time to catch up, all right? So that we can strengthen the trust between the AI technologies, right? AI technologies, at the beginning, there are a lot of proprietary, there are a lot of open source spaces, and we have different organizations, both in the community space, in the industry space, and also in the academic space, as well as the government space, a lot, you know. So, so this organization has to trust each other. Then the technology has to interoperable, right? So they have to work with one another. Okay, so for this, normally there will be a period of time, right, where they build the environment where different technologies can trust each other. In fact, you also have to trust, build a trust between you and AI and AI and AI, right? Okay. And of course, there's a focus on international collaboration, because if you already aware, right, Singapore, we are at the heart of Southeast Asia, right? So we can actually tap on this opportunity internationally, right? Build the Singapore brand, and bring this out of Singapore, contribute to the community. Okay, so this will be at a further later stage whereby you already commercialize your product and you think that, hey, you want to bring this out of Singapore. There will be a lot of help, all right, available to bring your project overseas. So if you look at this AI ecosystem in Singapore, right, these 5 areas, if you are looking at the perspective of how it can help me, right, then these will be the enablers. It enables us to build a partnership together, okay, build a business model together, build an AI technology with the help of these 5 enablers, right? Okay, so next we talk about application. If we are looking at opportunities today, right, where can we apply our AI innovation? Where are the areas where you can get quick feedback, you can get results faster, right? Because in Singapore, we always talk about results, right? So it's good to be able to find something which give you a quick win and also a long-term win, right? So AI economy today, AI ecosystem today, we are looking at 5 areas, right? One is transport and logistics. Second is smart city and estate. and the third is healthcare, fourth, education, all right, and then safety and security. These are the 5 directly impactful areas that we can actually look at. But I want to say that it's not limited to all these 5, right? Because some ideas, sometimes ideas come from a place that you never thought of. And AI is good in sometimes, if you use AI to generate ideas, right, a different topic, right? Sometimes we can look for opportunities where very few people actually look at, right? We call this the blue ocean opportunity, right? When a lot of people are not looking at it and you're looking at it, maybe you will be the fourth runner, right? You have the first mover advantage by using AI into something. Okay, so these are the 4 ways that we can be involved, right, in the Singapore AI strategy, national AI projects, right, transforming your business with AI, participate in the Singapore AI ecosystem and learn about AI, right? Because today we have hundreds over participants, right? We have participants who are already trained AI. We have participants who has no idea about AI, right? Yeah, so this will give you different approach to understanding AI. If you do not understand AI first, learn about it, right? But if you already know a little bit of AI and you think that, hey, this is something that I want to work on, right? Then you can participate in an ecosystem like what we are sharing today, right? And be involved, right? And then transform your business with AI. And eventually, if you think that, hey, your project has a lot of benefit for the community, then we can introduce you to the national AI project. Okay, so in pictorial form, it looks like this, right? Later on, we will share some of these with you so you can think about, how you want to be involved with the AI ecosystem, right? 4 ways you can involve in the Singapore AI strategy. Okay, so give you a link, right? So if you want to contribute directly to the national AI project, you think that your idea can, help a lot of people, right? Yeah, can have a lot of user in your use case, you can actually just write to them, right? We are not involved in this, okay? But yeah, you can write to them, okay? Sending your idea. Transform your business with AI, and if you already run your business and you have already gone through the digitalization stage, which means that you already digitize your business, your workflow, your process, and you want to go to the next step, especially when you have collected a lot of data. Then you want to know, maybe, for example, if you run a supermarket business and then you have a lot of your customer data, and you want to predict, okay, next month, if I import this particular goods, will there be a lot of people who want the goods, right? Because you already do your data analytics, or will you end up with a lot of stocks? In the end, you lose money, all right? So you can actually transform your business with AI by running, right, analytics on those data. Okay, wow, a lot of people joining, still joining. Okay, good. Next, if you are just joined the seminar, right, we are in the middle of seminar, right? Don't worry, just continue listen, okay? Then next is, we have a few programs here that all the partners are working towards, right? First is the Sme Go Digital Program. Some of you who are running SMEs here, you already know about this, right? Going for digitization of your business. And the next mile is to go for AI, right? AI Singapore 100 Experiment Program. And if you are the creative kind and the innovative kind like myself, right? We want to think about things, right? We want to, experiment about AI, business model, coding, algorithms and all those things, right? There is a huge community here supporting you, right? So you can, it's like a playground, okay? Then there are also a lot of tools, okay? There are a lot of tools that are widely available. So we are now in an era where, you don't have to go and buy tools. Sometimes there are open source tools available, right? There are models available for you to try out. So it's very much a contributor community, okay? And it is like, if you have an idea, right, sometimes you just need to go and search whether someone is doing the same idea, and they may actually share their technology or code in the form of open source with you, and then you can try out, right? You can try whether things will work or not. Okay, and there's other programs like A-Star, program, trusted data sharing, model AI governance framework, right? There's also governance framework talking about in the near future, right? If AI becomes very, very intelligent, all right, and if they accidentally kill somebody, how will we bring the AI to court? And then, then will the AI feel pain or not? That kind of thing. So we are really, you send somebody to jail because they feel pain, right? Correct. Yeah. So if AI accidentally kill somebody, then how do we deal with the AI, right? Yeah. So these are the things that are developing. Okay. I won't have time to go through everything here, so I just give you an overview of those things. So how do we, the next thing is we are talking about opportunities, right? So there are also funding available, right? If you are going into building startups, and I'm very interested to help you with this, okay? If you are first timer building a business, you can talk to us, all right? Later on when we send you the link. Or if you think you have an idea so good, or you want to build a team around your idea, right? You can talk to us, and then we can work out something. And then there's a lot of programs here that potentially they are looking for projects to invest, right? Okay, so on and so forth, quite a lot. Yeah. Oops, somebody is drawing. Can you remove the drawing? Okay, so next is all the advances in AI technologies and how to take on the new exciting job, right? Work with us, right? Attend short courses, events, forums, webinars, all right? Graduate diploma in the data science artificial intelligence provided by Aventis, right? Later on, the Aventis staff will actually have a FAQ for you to ask questions on that. And then the masters as well, if you are going to the academic path, right? Then in conclusion, for the part on the first part, I'm not done yet, okay? The first part is about the macro opportunity, right? One word, a lot of opportunities, all right? 3 words, a lot of, 4-5 words, okay? So the national AI projects and 5 ecosystem enablers are all the cornerstones of the AI journey in Singapore, all right? And as a national effort and also individual effort, right? We welcome ideas and action from individuals and companies to help deliver our AI vision, right? So we become a smarter organization, okay, and smarter country as well. Okay. Second part, right? Second part is how can we help? Okay, today I represent AI Vision Fund, right? We are powering the AI ecosystem. So I'm the co-founder of AI Vision Fund Private Limited. So we are here as an incubator, right? So we help you. If you have very good idea, you come for us for validation, right? We will help you to build a business around it. So you have a chance to be a AI business owner. How great that is, right? Yeah. So I also mentioned this from my Facebook, okay? Mentioned a few last year, right? When I get a lot of questions from job seekers, from graduates, from business partners, they keep on asking us about, is there a job problem or not? So I answer them with this statement. I say most people do not have a job problem. They actually have an opportunity problem. All right. So this is a very deep philosophical answer, Yeah. Because if you think negatively, right, then you think that, hey, there's no job for me, right? Correct. But if you think positively, thanks for the marking, the words. Okay. So most people do not have a job problem. If you think negatively, you may think that there's no job, right? Not enough job. But if you think positively, right, then your whole world opens up, because you're looking at an area where it is new. It's just like, at the beginning of the industrial age, it's a lot, last time if I bring you hundreds of years ago, 100 years back, right, you think that, if you are in a, you are doing farming, and then people tell you, hey, there's this thing called factory, it's the same idea, right? Today, if you think positively, you have a growth mindset, right? You look at this opportunity from a new angle, all right, then you will see that, oh, actually there's a lot of opportunity. But opportunity without action actually still remain as an opportunity. Okay, so as an incubator, we want you to take action. So if you have something very nice and you think you can build a business around it, right, then this is our angle, who you should talk to, right? So we are on a mission to help people transform their businesses with technology, right? And of course, here we believe we need to start from education. All right. Some people say that it's a bit tough, you want to educate people first, but we find that this is a calling, all right? We want to educate people on the AI education first, all right? And then as people gain more confidence, they can build project and eventually business around it, all right? So we also want to build innovation leader, right? So we have there's the reason why we are running Incubator is that we want organizations, right, that we help to implement impactful AI solution, all right? AI solution that people want to use, all right? And possibly in their daily lives, right? And we also develop and grow AI and data scientist talent, promote and grow the Asia AI ecosystem community, all right? Who we are, this is, you recognize that picture, right? And the other person on the right is me, right? So AI Vision Fund, we are a company incorporated in Singapore, right? So it's a strategic venture between myself and Samuel. Okay, so the way you can see us is we are also a platform. We collaborate with leaders from various disciplines to create disruptive AI companies. So if you look at AI as a whole, AI is not just IT, right? AI can, there are people who study AI from a psychology angle. There are people who study AI from a neurology angle, right? So depending on your solution, right, you may need the help from the leaders of various disciplines to come together with on your business model, on your ideas, on your company, right, in order to roll out the solution to the organization. All right, so we are like a platform. We are like a bridge between you and reality. Okay, so a vision, that means our grand vision. We want a world where we can transform AI ideas into sustainable businesses at a lightning speed. That means we want to get you there faster, right? And in the near future, we won't be slowing down. The whole world is moving faster. So we need to be at the same pace, right? So we are partnering with you. If your idea is good and we think that it can be turned to a sustainable business, then it will be at lightning speed. Okay, so today we are building an ecosystem for successful AI project, and that's our mission. Okay, the purpose is to create business opportunity in the AI space. Very simple, but very powerful purpose. All right, so our promise in this ecosystem is to start with building AI talents and then to write on and develop the AI technologies and eventually combine the two together. All right, so we will allow businesses and society to come together and co-create a powerful artificial intelligence economy, a community, and roll out these solutions for users. All right. So we build AI community, apprenticeship, and also we introduce our industry partners to work with you if you are in the program. Okay. So in short, we are an incubator, but our incubator is on incubating AI projects, right? So we also work with other incubators to potentially grow the project into a business and making the business having a growth path, all right? And if you are growing to a certain stage, then you probably need investors. Then we will introduce those investors into the project and the business, all right? And of course, there is a program to train entrepreneurs. So we have part of the program. It's called the Entrepreneurship AI Program that help you build your business with minimum capital, right? Once we have validated your program and we think that you can go ahead, all right, as well as to bring you greater heights. Okay, and of course, then as part of AI Vision Fund and also the education angle that we're going in, right? we are providing an apprenticeship program. So we bring together other people that can help the right co-founder with complementary skills. Take for example, if you are very good at programming, but you want to turn your idea into a project and possibly a business. In a business, programming is not enough. You also need marketing people, you need HR people, right? You need accountants, you need many other skill sets. So we can bring all these people to you. Similarly, if you think that, I am more of a marketing person, I'm a digital marketer, I'm very good at marketing, and I also like AI a lot, then you need a group of programmers to help you, right? If you want to form a company. And that's where we will help to put the right people, with the right skill set together to form the company. All right. And in the long run, we also hope that we can help you to achieve new heights, right? And when you are there, then we will introduce other investors into this program for the particular project or business that you are running. Okay. And there is a corporate venture launchpad, right? So we are in Singapore, we are actually home to a lot of VCs. So that will be when your business grow into a larger size, right? Then VCs will be involved through this partnership, all right? And then even further, then we go for regional connection globally, okay? So today, there are 4 main pillars that we work on. First is the AI ecosystem that AI Vision Fund is building, right? So we want to bridge the gap between companies and talents, right? So when you want to develop yourself as a talent, you also need the opportunities of provided by the companies, either to hire you or to come to partner with you to form companies. So this will be a plus, a very good leverage when you're involved in the AI ecosystem that AI Vision Fund is building, all right? So we work with low-code AI tech, talent development, educational institutes, government agencies, industry partners, funding partners, early stage incubators, and tech accelerator. Yeah. And if you are running a business and if you are in need of talents, it also works, right? The AI platform is also the second core expertise that we are working on, right? We have AI domain expertise, right? We also bring rapid prototyping. That means from idea to prototype to business model to project and to business very fast, all right? Then human-centric technology. At the end of the day, we want AI to work for us and not we working for AI. Yeah, a bit different. Okay, so we want to make use of the technology to work for us. Okay, so yeah, this is a human-centric technology. Rapid scaling, the same thing, right? If you once you are there, you want your business to scale, and then Cradle to MVP. This is where most project will start, right? We will help you once we engage you, right? We will continue this journey with you, and we make sure that your minimal viable product can be commercialized, right? Can go to the market faster and have greater adoption by the user. Okay, and of course, the first step is the concept validation, right? If you have a concept, you need to come to us for validation first, right? Then through our panel of validators, then we think that if your AI, there are many factors that we consider. Today, I will not be able to cover this, but if we think that your idea or your project is a go ahead, then you pass the validation stage, okay? And then funding and exit model, all those things will come later on. AI Alliance, all right, is our third pillar of the AI Vision Fund. This is a multi-stakeholders Asia-centric AI alliances. In other words, we don't work alone. In the entire Asia, there are a lot of other incubators, all right, that work on different areas of incubation. Some may be AI, some may be not. All right, we work with everybody there. So there is a lot of opportunities in terms of networking, all right, in terms of getting global talents, in terms of helping startup to attract talents, all right. In fact, there's no limit. The only limit is your imagination. So we will keep on growing, right? We will keep on having alliances, and we keep on building a community, okay? So there will be a lot of opportunities in the community. The fourth pillar is the AI business model, right? Whereby we come up with something quite unique, right? It's a funding, grants, equity, and partnership thing. Okay, so we are, in short, now we are, if your idea, your AI business or AI model can be commercialized and it can go to market, right? We are in this review. Okay, we becomes your partner. Yeah, we will give you, you know, the leverage that you, as an individual, you will not be able to achieve. But with all these things that I mentioned before, right, there's a higher chance of success. Okay, in business, there's no 100% guarantee that you will be successful, right? Correct. Yeah, but having the help that the ecosystem can give you, having the help that the alliances can give you, right, there's a higher chance of success. All right, and the thing is that you don't work alone, right? We work with you when you are at this stage, right? So there will be sandboxing, there will be a retainer fee, there will be development budget fee, reward sharing, right? Profit sharing, equity participation, and eventually, if you know, if the project has become so profitable, right? For instance, it can also be considered for IPO in the future, right? So how do we make these things simpler, right? We have come up with this model called the AVF incubation growth model. Okay, the first step is that if you agree what we are doing, right, you can apply to join the AVF member for free, right? If you are a participant on today's webinar, you can join for free, all right? And then we will start talking with you, right? And then the next step will be your proof of concept validation to see whether your concept will actually work or not. After that, if your proof of concept is good and your POC is good, right, you pass the POC validation, then it goes into the incubation state. When you are at the incubation state, you are serious already. You think that, you know, this is the future that you are working on, then you work very hard on it, right? You want to make it a success. Then we will also have consultation to help you with bringing your proof of concept to the market, right? And eventually, somewhere along the incubation and consulting stage, right, you will form a business, okay, a proper business registered in the country where it's suitable. And then after that, right, it's not the end. You will grow, right? Let's say you grow your business internationally, then you will need more funding, right? Then that's where we will introduce the investors network into the business. Okay, so we are also working with a lot of tech partners. We have a ... here because there are a lot of tech partners. Okay, so these are some of the tech partners that we are working with. Then there are also a lot of education and industry partners. Some of these names you are familiar, right? So we work on both ends. We work on the industry, we work on the education, we work with the government, we work with the alliances, we work with organizations globally, right? So this is a 6-month AI education, AVF incubation opportunity, right? So in this 6-month AI education and AVF incubation, right, you can actually not just get a cert, you can bring your idea to life. You know, this is something that is not available anywhere else. Yeah. So if you're serious, if you're serious about, you know, having like myself, right? I always like, I'm a creator. You want your idea to come to life, all right? And you think that you still need to learn, all right? And you want to do it at the same time. This is the opportunity, right? 6-month AI education and AVF incubation. Okay. Later on, we'll give you the links where you can connect with us. Okay. So potentially at the end of the 6-month program, you earn yourself a graduate diploma in AI and data science, right? And potentially you can also earn AI Singapore certificate, right? And then depending on your willpower, right, you can potentially conceptualize your idea in the proof of concept. Okay. We don't force you, but if you really want to do something meaningful in your life, right, and you want to see a greater adoption of your idea, your technology, your business model, your products, right, this is it, right? An opportunity to commercialize your idea and seek funding. Okay, we work together to get investors to invest in your idea, right? And the opportunity to progress into the masters in AI, right? So these are all the partners involved, right? Aventis, AI Singapore, LMU. All right. Okay, so if you are interested in the AI course, you can look for Adriana, right? And this is her contact. And just now I mentioned about joining AVF member for free, right? When you are in this seminar, this is the QR code, right? If you want, you can take a snapshot or you can bring your mobile phone out and capture the QR code. Can? All right, so we'll toggle between these few slides. And also this is another QR code where you can give us a feedback about this webinar, whether you'd like to hear more from us about similar topics or related topics. Fast paced, right? Yeah. In the AI era, everything's fast paced. Okay. Yeah, I overrun a bit. Yeah. Actually, still got a lot of things to share with you guys, but I know everybody is busy. You know, now it's lunch hour and you're getting ready for the weekend, right? And also for the COVID-19 restriction, we're going to a new phase on Monday, right? Yeah, so there'll be changes, right? So now I'll hand back the control back to the team.
Okay, thank you so much, Alvin Lam, for such a comprehensive sharing. Okay, so right now we actually address questions on the chat itself. I think there are a few questions. Let me just go and see. Okay, so there's a question by Eddie Lim. It's very tough to learn the math. Can still be a data scientist without math skills?
You're asking a very difficult question, you know. Okay. Okay, maths, I think it's step by step. It's just like, you know, when we teach our kids maths, they always say, you know, nowadays kids, they always say, hey, it's very difficult. Can I don't learn? No? My kid even better, he say, can I use calculator? You know, yeah, we are in an era where we have very little time to go through the foundational steps of things, everything in life, right? Maths, you got to break it down, right? So if you are, depending on your, if you want to be a good AI programmer, yes, you need to brush up on your maths, okay? But if you are in other roles, let's say you are in a project role, project management role, or you are in a business role, you need to know just a little bit about the foundation. It all depends on what you are doing. Yeah.
Okay, Eddie, hope that actually answers your question. So for the next question is by Henry. He's asking for a mid-career job change. What job role should one look at to start? He's not technically educated or skilled in computer-related degree.
Okay, very good. The program by Aventis is suitable for you, right? Yeah. Because depending on your current role, my advice is that let's say you are in a customer service role right now, all right? And then you think that, hey, I want to go to AI, but I am not the very techie kind, right? Is that the right question? And you think that, my advice is, if you can leverage on what you are already doing, that means customer service, then you may go into an area where AI is related to customer service. Yeah. Right? Then you can leverage on your knowledge. You turn your data in your head, your information into a knowledge that you can apply. All right? Because AI itself is not just a technology, it is also a concept. It is where you can turn your knowledge into wisdom, you know. Yeah. For example, there are roles like where we use AI we feed the AI with a lot of data, right? With customers' complaint, for instance, customer feedback in a call center, all right? And then AI, when they are not given any clues where they should, you know, AI is a machine, they can't tell right or wrong, correct? Yeah. and they can't tell whether this complaint is genuine or not. Sometimes they need trainers, right? Trainers with the domain knowledge to tell the AI, hey, this is the right direction to go, and then they'll go into that direction, right? We call that supervised learning, where you want the AI to go towards a certain direction, all right, or bias. Yeah, then we need people who need to instruct the AI the direction to go to. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is by Sarina. Okay, so this question has a two-part, so we just go part by part. So her first question is, may I know what is the difference between data science and cybersecurity as far as deciding which course to pursue?
Oh, very good. Course should ask you, right? Okay, but since it's a technical question, right? They are different, and yet they are overlapping in recent years. In the past, cybersecurity is cybersecurity, AI is AI, right? Yeah. So people who do cybersecurity, they are doing protection of systems and networks, all right? And AI is more towards utilization of the data we have today, in short, right? And there are different fields to start with, but we are very good question because we are also seeing an overlapping area of AI and cybersecurity, right? Yeah. So AI cybersecurity, for instance, right now when we are on Zoom, right, my handphone is also listening on me. You all know, right? Later on, you go to some social media, you see all the AI advertisement, So is there a privacy concern? When my phone is using artificial intelligence to so-called spy on what I say, without my explicit acknowledgement or authorization. That's where cybersecurity will come in, right? There's a space in cybersecurity called the privacy, right? Is my privacy being infringed? How do I control? How do I control the privacy? How do I control the AI from taking my data and send it to the advertiser, right? The advertiser, because they know, oh, this bunch of people, they like AI a lot, so I send them all the AI advertisement, right? But actually, I never allow, right? So there are overlapping fields. But if you want to make a career out of it, right, it's good to at least reach an intermediate level for both. Then you can, it's just like Kung Fu, right? You want to merge two expert domain together, you need at least a foundation of both. Then you can start merging them together. Yeah, you get what I mean?
Okay, so Alvin, are the skills learned from data science somewhat transferable to cybersecurity and vice versa? I mean, based on what you just shared, because it's overlapping, right?
Yeah, overlapping as in, let's say, programming language, right? You learn Python, for instance. Python can be used as a programming language, can be used to code cybersecurity solution, can be used to code AI solution, data science, data analytics, right? So it's cross-disciplinary. Yeah.
Okay, Sarina, hope that answers your question. Okay, for Eddie Lim, he's asking if government sponsorship is useful for the course, sorry. Okay, so for this course itself, we do not have any government sponsorships, but we do have our own in-house grant of $1,200 of the initial course fee. So if you like more information, actually, Alvin, do you mind going to my contact slides?
Okay.
So for more information on the program itself, you can actually take a picture of my contact detail. So you can contact me directly, or actually at the feedback form also, we do ask if you are interested. So you can also note down your contact details and I can assist you from there for more information. Okay. Okay, any more questions before we end the webinar? Okay. Okay, we have one more question. How does AI impact healthcare system or business, especially in this pandemic?
How does AI impact healthcare system in a lot of use cases? Yeah, a lot. You look at how we trace the cluster together, right? Yeah. When you use the token, all those things, right? Behind, there's a lot of big data analytics involved, all right? In terms of healthcare, right? And of course, AI in healthcare has a lot of use cases. Take, for instance, AI can, doctors and scientists, they use a lot of data and feed this into AI system. And nowadays they can actually, through the retina, right, they can see whether a person will have certain disease or not. They can do some prediction. And there are also AI projects that can warn people whether they are going to have an heart attack or not, given the way they sweat, or the speech, or certain things they do, right? But a lot of these projects always have some challenges, because take, for instance, data privacy challenges. That's where just now somebody asked about whether cybersecurity AI has any connection or not. They do have that kind of connection, yeah. And also, in other healthcare, right, like for example, those high pixel resolution pictures that hospitals use to look at MRI scans and X-ray, right? Manually, it takes a lot of work, but using AI, right, it can be very, very fast, right? And they advise the doctors what probably will be the possible things that are happening from just scanning those pictures in fast-paced speed, yeah, and do analytics on that. All right. And the other part of the question is what is it? Let me see. Is on business, right? Yeah. Today I share a lot of opportunity of AI impact on business. In fact, business all over, right? Like for example, call centers, right? Customer service, using AI for sales, right? Using AI to automate certain processes, using AI. There are people using AI for trading stocks as well, Yeah, so there's no limit. There's no limit in terms of having AI. But the AI today, frankly speaking, is not the full AI, right? We are not seeing the full spectrum of AI yet. The AI today is mostly enabled because we have a lot of data, right? There are other fields of AI that still developing that requires less data, right? In fact, those things will be covered in the course, right? That you would be like talking for many hours. Okay, so interested and look for Andrea on those interesting topic. Is there some more question?
Yes, I believe there are two more.
Okay.
So Clara asked, currently are there any AI jobs available for those who are not technically savvy, suitable for admin staff? Any training they can take? I believe Alvin actually covered this. Alvin, if I'm wrong, you can just what I know from what Alvin said is that there are AI jobs which do not require you to be in technical in that aspects, because we still need an ecosystem where programmers can work with marketing team, can work with HR. So these are all certain things that you can look forward to. Any training they can take, I believe there are workshops available as well. If not for going back to school, we do have short courses on different AI strategy for business. So these are something that you can look forward to. And if you really have more questions regarding that, you can also take down my number. I can assist you from there moving forward lah. Alvin, anything else you want to add on to that?
A good idea. We can develop some workshops for non-AI people. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Since the demand is there, I think a lot of people here are actually new to this industry. So it will be a good opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question, other than healthcare, which are other industries that have potential to benefit from AI innovation?
There's no limit, no. Other than healthcare, whatever you think of, logistics, you think of education, government services, transportation, all right, anything. Just there's really no limit, to AI innovation. And even as an individual, right, if the right angle, the easier angle to look at is that every day you wake up, right, you really be conscious of you want to be more conscious of everything that you use, especially maybe starting from your handphone. You know how many AI technologies there are already in there. Yeah, and all the apps, all right? And all the different apps for different functions that you use, they might have AI innovation. All right. Now, of course, in the not just there, very soon you will see self-driving car, right? Electric vehicle, they are also AI, all right? Your CCTV at home, looking after your kids can be AI, right? Yeah, there's really no limit to AI innovation. But here, of course, as the AI Vision Fund, right? If you have you think you have a very good idea, right? Just now the QR code that I put there, right? Join as a member, then you want to talk to us. Yeah, if you think you can conceptualize something that can be a very good use case, right? And the next question is, what do you have enough local AI talent in Singapore? What do you foresee more? This one I don't know. This one is not for me to answer. This one must ask I can answer the first part, right? Do we have enough local AI talents? From the perspective of my own organization, not enough, right? There are, at least for me, not enough in terms of people who can look at AI from a business perspective, from an investment perspective, and as a project perspective, right? Because the AI that you come across every day in the media and all those, they are all asking people to become programmers, right? Isn't it? Yeah, more or less, right? But that is, to me, is only a sub-field, right? Yeah. From programmers producing certain code, right, into a full-fledged business, you need many other kinds of talents involved. And that's why we exist. That's why we formed a company called AI Vision Fund to help to put the different talents together. All right. And if we have synergy, then we will guide you along. Right. Yeah. Then your question 2.2. This one I can't answer. This one you got to ask the up there.
Okay, I believe those are all the questions. So let me see. Okay, yeah, I believe those are all the questions. So I hope, Alvin, do you have anything to add on?
No, thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you soon. All right. Probably in different ways, maybe through the course, through workshop, or maybe through webinar. Just continue to engage, right? And follow. We will be developing things, right? And you want to be in the lead, you want to know first, right? And because then opportunities always comes to those who are ready first, right? Yeah. So you really want to know. We also want to know more about you, right? Frankly speaking, then we can work with you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Alvin, do you mind going to the last slide? We just really appreciate if everyone could spend just a bit of time to do this feedback for us, so we can continuously improve and see how to further go about with webinars like this. So just probably leave it for like 2 minutes, probably. Hopefully you can get everyone to help us out. Okay, for those who have helped us to actually fill up the feedback form, thank you so much. And also for the rest, I think we had quite a comprehensive session with Alvin Lam. He really explained to us a lot in detail about this industry. So hope it actually gets everyone really excited and passionate about this. We look forward to hearing from you definitely, and hopefully to more webinars in the future. So I think we can end off the webinar. Thank you so much, Alvin. Okay, bye-bye everyone.